Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to be focusing on the core, and we're going to do a little bit of cardio as well. So you need some space around you, making sure that you've got room to lie down on the floor. So if you've got a blanket or a yoga mat, that's going to be the best. And we're just going to start, as we usually do, by standing, closing your eyes, and taking a couple of breaths just to get in touch with your body. So I want you to pay attention to where your weight is on the ground, just noticing whether your weight is in your toes or in your heels, if it's on the left foot or the right foot, and just making small adjustments to level your weight out, equalize it left to right, equalize it front to back, unlocking the knees ever so slightly, just placing the pelvis on top of the heels so that you've got a nice stable base from the pelvis all the way down into the ground. See if you can understand the relationship between your pelvis and the floor. Keep that nice and equal on both feet. Now bring your weight out, your awareness up into your chest, and just notice whether your chest and your shoulders are sitting on top of your pelvis, which is sitting on top of your feet, with your knees slightly unlocked. And we're talking a micro unlocking of the knees, just to allow a little freedom of movement in there, but not enough to actually bend them, so your muscles have to engage, just enough to still let your bones be doing the work, but allow a little freedom of movement. Now I just want you to check in on where your head is relative to that line that you've created. Is the crown of your head resting on your pelvis, resting on the ground? Is there if you imagine your head was a bowl and a ball was in that bowl and it was just resting in the center at the very base of that bowl, would that ball also be in line with the bowl of your pelvis, with the ball resting in the center? If you were to draw a line from the crown of your head down through the pelvis into the floor, where would that line go? See if you can line it up so it's nice and straight. And relax into that position. So, once you've got your awareness into your body, I'm just going to check how many people we've got here. Great. Okay. We are going to now start to practice your balancing. Now, today we're going to focus on the core, and the core participates in most of movements. In many martial arts, it is the lower abdominal sort of area, just underneath your belly button, that is like the dantian point or the bandha point in yoga. And it's kind of the center of the power in your body. So we're going to kind of work through this area and get it to be starting to work. And it's an area where a lot of forces come together between your upper limbs and your lower limbs. So the first thing we're going to do is get your lower limbs a little bit warmed up and awake. So I want you to stand on one leg and I want you to start swinging the other leg. Now again, wobbling is part of this exercise. So I really want you to begin to swing that leg nice and high, and making sure that you don't kick any furniture as you're doing so, but you are throwing yourself off balance. And while you're doing this, if you're feeling comfortable here, I would like you to try and engage the muscles on the leg that you're standing on, particularly the muscles around the hip. So try and tense the buttock muscles and grip the toes into the floor as you're swinging the leg, and just see if that makes you a little bit more stable. We're going to continue to do this for another 30 swings. 1, 2, 3, really get it high. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to vary it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, a little bit higher for these, 23, 24, wobble around, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Great, other leg. This time start getting it swinging, forwards and backwards. Remembering to keep that leg that you're standing on tense if you're stable enough. This is definitely more wobbly on this side for me. Okay, so 1, 2, 30 again, 3, what is going on this side? 5, 6, 7, that's better, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, nice and high, 15, 16, 17, 18, vary it, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, keep going, 26, high for these last ones, 7, 28, 29, 30, and stand, shake out your hips, let your legs shake out a little bit, feel your body starting to warm up. Okay, so after those leg swings, we're going to get the wrists and the upper limbs working. So I want you to start by rolling some shoulders. So start getting your shoulder rolls, and we're going to do 5 quickly and then 5 very slowly. Okay, so 5 fast now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 slow. And by slow, I'm meaning half of the speed that you're probably going right now. I'm talking really slowly, like a snail's pace with your shoulders. Nice and high, all the way around. Find the maximum range of your shoulder blades. That's 1. Yes, this is going to take some time. Yes, it feels very slow. But when you do movements slowly, it requires much, much more control from your brain. It's harder for your brain to coordinate the muscles slowly. You may notice that some of your shoulder movements are jerky. Perhaps it feels a little bit like a cogwheel going around. When you discover that, I would like you just to slow it down at those points. See if you can smooth out those jerky components to that movement. Maybe your shoulders are clicking as you go around or grinding a little bit. That's an indication that the muscles around your shoulder blades is tight and it's moving over some of the bones like a guitar string. And so to slow that down at the points where it's going to click will be helping those muscles to relax. That's 3. Or is that 4? I can't remember, I was talking. We'll say that's 3, we're going to do 2 more. Nice and slow, all the way up to your ears. 4. Last one, really slow. All the way to the front, make this one a really big one. All the way up, all the way back, as if you're pinching a coin between your shoulder blades, all the way back, and keep that as you go down. And when you reach the bottom, relax, shake out your shoulders. Okay, now flicks and grabs. So I want you to be flicking, and you want to be providing some resistance with your thumb to your fingers. It should be, I don't know if you can hear that, but it should be making a sound while you're flicking. And make sure all your fingers are touched by your thumb, so don't leave that little finger out. Allow it to be resisted against by your thumb. And with these, we're going to start reaching towards the ceiling. Now this gets much more difficult as the blood starts to drain from your hands, but you're still demanding that the muscles be used. So keep it all the way up, keep flicking, don't lose power in the flick. This is warming up your whole arms. It may burn, yeah, it definitely burns, but that's an indicator that your muscles are being used. And this is great for tennis elbow or golfer's elbow. If you've been typing for a long time, it just gets all the blood to the muscles that would have been held tight all day while you're on a mouse or a computer. Going down and relaxing, shake it out. Same circle now, but this time grabs, not flicks. So now we're going to be working the muscles on the front of the forearm, not on the back. So grabbing. And I find this is harder. Making sure that when you're grabbing, you're getting some pressure into your palms, so you're really activating those muscles. Don't just have your shoulders resting here, push them out as you reach forwards. Reach to your maximum range. Keep grabbing, don't stop. Grab, grab. All the way up. Yeah, this is the worst bit. Definitely the worst bit. Push your shoulders towards the sky, keep grabbing. Slowly lower them down to the sides. Keep grabbing, keep that pressure going into your palms on each one. Yep, it definitely burns. Keep grabbing, good. and down, and down. Let the blood return and relax. Shake out your wrists, shake out your arms. Allow those hands now just to feel that warmth and that pumping of the blood, helping those muscles to function better. Okay, now arms out, and we're going to roll the shoulders, but this time with the arms out. So, rolling the shoulders forwards. We can do this 7 times. 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, and then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Relax them down. Great, so your arms should start to be feeling nice and warmed up by now. So we are going to do some core warm-ups, integrating the lower limbs and the upper limbs. So, starting with knees to elbows. If you can't touch your knees to your elbows, that's fine, just get as close as you can. And I want you, if you can touch your knees to your elbows and you're finding this easy, reach for the elbows to the outside of the knees. Get a little bit more range through there. And we're going to do this for another 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and rest. Oh, I was cold before I started, I'm not cold anymore, that's good. Okay, so take a moment to catch your breath, because we're going to move on to some reaches next, and these reaches are really going to continue to integrate the upper limbs and the lower limbs. So, a couple of deep breaths now, breathing in deep, breathing out. Breathing in deep, get that oxygen back into your system, breathing out. Breathing in deep, and out. And begin to soften the knees, stand with your feet just wider than shoulder width, because we're going to begin reaching to the floor. So reach towards the opposite foot. So right hand goes to left foot, left hand goes to right foot. And this is really good exercise for your lower back. And if you're finding there's any pain or discomfort, do less. Find what you can do that feels like it's working the muscles, but not causing any pain while you're doing it. Muscle fatigue is fine, pain is not. Keep going with these. Okay, we're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to reach overhead. This is getting the muscles in the side of your body. Make sure your legs are nice and straight with this. So I'm shifting slightly into my knees, but the focus is into the sides of the body here. We'll do 5 more each side. 1, 2, 2, 3, and it's totally fine to rotate a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, now in the center. Trying to reach far out as you feel like you can while staying in the same place. This is really rotating your whole body. Allow your hips and your feet to rotate. Make sure your spine is really contributing to this movement. So, 5 more on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now feet closer together. So starting to get the spine really warmed up now, using the arms as a lever to pull your spine into this side bending movement. So you're going to reach one arm up, one arm up, one arm down, sorry. So one arm up, one arm down, one arm up, one arm down. We're going to do this another 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach to the end of your comfortable range. 5, 6, 7, 8. You may hear some clicks or some pops, that's fine. 5, 10. I think that's 10. Let's do one more. 11. Okay, there you go. So your core should start to feel more warmed up now. You should be more aware of what's going on in the centre of your body and in your spine. And so we're going to get onto your knees now. And on your knees, we're going to be reaching. And we're going to provide a rotational reach through the spine here. And the core rotation is a really important movement to learn how to coordinate through the centre of your body. Contributes to running, contributes to lifting, contributes to so many things. So, I'm going to start by reaching through, and feel free to bend the elbow as you reach through here. And as you come back out, you're going to reach up towards the ceiling. Okay, so I don't know if everyone can see that, I'll do it from the front again. So this arm stays nice and stable on the floor. You can bend this elbow slightly as you reach through, that's fine. Reaching through, feel that stretching in the back. And reaching back, looking at the hand as you come up, providing rotation through the whole spine. Now do what is comfortable. Don't push through your comfortable range. Teach your body that movement can be comfortable and it will learn to relax into movement. So we're going to do this another 5 times on this side and then we're going to switch. 1, 2, 3, and play with the direction. Maybe a little bit forwards is better for you. 4, maybe a little bit backwards. 5, place your other hand down and start the other side. 1, I feel like I can go further this side. 2, 3, keep looking at that hand all the time. 4, 5, let's do a couple more on this side. 6, 7, we did a couple more on the other side at the beginning. Okay, fantastic. Now, Supermans. So, Supermans are an exercise I give people to help them to recover if they've damaged a disc or if they have got a weak coordination in their core. The key thing about this exercise is you don't let your spine drop. I don't want to see anybody's spine dropping or their hips wobbling. You have to keep the centre of your body and your pelvis completely level. As if you had a stick on your back and you were trying to keep that stick on your back at all times, not letting it fall off. And you're going to do an opposite reach here. So for those who find the opposite reach too difficult, just reach with the leg and then the arm afterwards. That's absolutely fine. You'll still get coordination through the core. For those who feel stronger in this movement, lift both at the same time. And you're attempting to push out and reach in opposite directions with your arm and your leg, coming back down nice and slowly. Again, it's about that slow control. Teaching the brain how to coordinate these movements and keep your core nice and stable. So we're going to do this another 5, 6 times, so 3 times each side. 1, nice and slow. Feel if your hips are dropping. I don't want to see any dropping of the hips or the shoulders. 1, 2, really reach out. Notice how when you slow things down, you can be a bit more aware of what's going on. 2, 3, and 3. Okay, fantastic. So now, mountain climbers. So, these exercises are great for the hip flexors and also the lower abdominal muscles. So, for those who feel like it's uncomfortable in press-up position, just do it from your knees. So you're going and lifting your knees towards your chest on all fours. For those who are stronger and feel like they want to get a bit more of a challenge, do it in press-up position. Okay, and go to what's comfortable with these again. And we're going to start, I'm going to do this for 30 seconds and it's going to burn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and rest. Come down, lie on your back, and take some deep breaths. Rest a sec. Just feel your heart rate increase. Feel your blood pumping through your body. If you need to get some water, go get some water. Absolutely fine. So you're just going to restore your oxygen levels by breathing deep. Don't stop yourself from breathing. You're breathing deeper for a reason. Your recovery will be faster if you just increase the body's natural responses to these exercises. Okay, now, lying down on your back, and we're going to just learn how to tilt the pelvis with your legs out straight. We're starting with your knees bent, and I want you to just learn how to flatten that lower back against the floor. So it's a small movement, and we've repeated this movement before while standing, and I just want you to really engage with the pelvis, tucking your bum underneath and flattening that lower back against the surface you're lying down on. You should feel it contacting the floor. The muscles you'll be using for this are your glutes and your lower abdominal muscles. So just practice that another 10 times. 1, 2, because if you want to be safe during this next exercise, 3. It's really important to know how to do this movement. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, now with this 10th one, you want to hold your lower back against the floor. So there's no space between, if you were trying to put your arms underneath your lower back, you couldn't get your hands in. There is no space there to do so. And then what you're going to do, for those who are feeling like this is already a challenge, lifting one leg up and straightening that other leg so it's relatively high off the ground. So this is easier the higher your legs are. So one is bent, one is straight, and this will start to really engage the core muscles. For those who want more of a challenge, keep that back flat against the floor and lower your legs down. And I do not want there to be any space created here. If you're getting space here, then you've gone too far. So really respect your kind of current strength, and when you're there, holding it. So we're going to hold this for another 5 seconds, okay? Find your range. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest back down. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Okay, same position, flattening down that lower back, but this time you're going to lift the head and reaching down towards your feet. You should feel this engage in the upper abdominal muscles now. And we're going to hold this for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop down. 3 breaths. Tuck that pelvis under, flatten that lower back, lift those legs again, find your range that's comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 seconds this time, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest your legs, keep your lower back stuck against the floor. Lift the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach towards the feet. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest. 3 breaths. We're going to do that cycle 1 more time. And we're going to do it for 5 seconds this time. Each one. Okay, ready? Here we go. So, for those who are still finding this easy, if you really want a challenge, hold both of your feet out without bending one. So you're flattening your lower back and you're holding both the feet just off the floor. The lower towards the floor you get, while that back is still against the floor, the harder it's going to be. I'm going to stick with one leg bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. 1. Keep that lower back against the floor. 3, 4, 5, and come back. But this time, keep your knees hugged to your chest. Don't put them down again on the floor. Keep that lower back against the ground. Lift, curling up your head towards your knees. Reach for your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and high. 5. 3 more seconds. 6, 7, 8. And rest back down. Good. Dropping your knees from side to side now. Stretching out the lower back. Allowing those joints to reopen after they've been compressed. And getting that really gentle movement. See how nice it feels. And then on the last one, roll over onto your side. Push yourself up into seated. And I'm just going to check the time. Great, okay, so we've got 4 minutes. I think it's time to stretch. So for these stretches, we're going to start with standing. And we're going to start with a really nice rolling down, just to really open up all the joints in the spine. And with these roll downs, keep your knees nice and soft. It's not a hamstring stretch, it's an opening movement for the spine. And you need to be starting from the very top vertebrae. And you want to go down in sequence, vertebrae by vertebrae, from top to the bottom, and relaxing all the way. So it's a relatively slow movement again, and I really want you to concentrate on the feeling of opening and stretching at the back. Close your eyes for this movement, unless you get dizzy, of course, in which case open them. So, starting now, tucking that chin in. Double chins, looking down towards the chest. Feel the stretch at the back of the neck. Breathing deep. Don't bend in the lower back before the upper back has bent down. Is there any tension in your shoulders? If there is, let it go. Rolling down. Is your neck wanting to look up? Or is the crown of your head pointing towards the floor? Keep that head really relaxed, like a dead weight, pulling the spine down towards the floor. And you're almost just slowing that descent. How about your shoulders? Any tension in your shoulders? When you reach your comfortable end range, or there's a slight stretch in the back of the legs, but your knees are bent and soft, take a breath. Loosen off any excess tension. Gently shake the arms and the head, and allow yourself to rest before stacking. When you're stacking, you're going to do exactly the reverse, pushing your feet down into the floor, straightening your knees, engaging the buttock muscles. These help to stabilize the lower back and will aid in bringing you back up into standing. Feel the lower back drifting over onto your feet. Notice the muscles relax as you get to the point where your weight is centered. Rolling up, lifting the chest as the shoulders come up. Stacking your head on top of that really stable spine and taking a deep breath, relaxing your entire body. Let the bones take the load. We're going to repeat that one more time, tucking the chin again. Looking down, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Feel the stretch descend your whole spine. Opening those joints. What's your head doing? How about your shoulders? Are they nice and relaxed? Does it feel different the second time? Keep rolling down. When you reach the bottom, take a deep breath. Relax yourself. Let the movement and the weight of your head open the joints throughout your whole spine. Now restacking from the bottom up. Grip the toes, push the feet down. Straighten out the knees, engage the buttock muscles. Help them help your spine. Bringing your pelvis forwards over your feet. That's often one that people don't bring forwards enough. Lifting that chest towards the ceiling. Feeling how when you lift the chest, the shoulders naturally come back. Bring your head back up and put it neatly on top of the stack. Take a deep breath and relax your body. Now we're going to go into a side bending stretch. So dropping your hips off to one side. It's really important to drop your hips before you reach up if you want to stretch your lower back. Reaching up towards the sky, placing your hand gently over your ear and directing your elbow up towards the sky. Now this is not a head pressing movement. I've seen many people pressing their heads against it. That's just going to hurt yourself. So it's more about lifting that elbow up towards the sky. Keep it comfortable. Keep it mild, because when you take a deep breath, this stretch will intensify. Breathing in deep, breathing out. Breathing in deep to come back up. And same thing the other side. Drop that pelvis. Reach for the ear, elbow towards the sky. You can rest your hand on the opposite leg to feel a bit more supported. Breathing. And relaxing. Breathing in deep to come back up. Fantastic. Good. Okay. So, that's where we're going to finish today, guys. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm going to stick around for another couple of minutes, just if anyone has any questions. But I hope you enjoyed today's session.